And it's a special edition of Off the Bench Radio. OTB Radio turns blue and gold, Justin Sims. And no, not for your boy Buchanan Buccaneers. No. It's the NIT champion, Chattanooga Mocs. And we're going to be talking with Parker Robison and Liam Vitters first. We talked about before, they drew the short straws joining us first here. But, guys, how we doing tonight? Thanks for coming in and talking with us tonight.
Yeah, we're doing great. This is an awesome experience. I think me, Parker, and the other two are glad to be here. So,
Parker?
I mean, it's awesome. And winning this big thing for the city and just keep it going. Well,
let's talk about that a little bit. Obviously, didn't get the ultimate goal getting into the big dance, tough loss in the tournament semifinals, but that kind of, we talked about, before we joined, before we came on, turning points during the year. I think that was definitely one for you guys. You could tell us how you guys kind of reset after that loss and knowing you still had a great opportunity playing tough competition going into NIT. It was a guaranteed bid going in, so you knew you kind of had that to fall back on. So kind of talk about just the season and kind of how you guys regrouped and got ready to make that run that ended in some hardware.
Right, and obviously we knew in the back of our heads we had that. That wasn't the ultimate goal.
Sure.
Obviously the ultimate goal was to win the SoCon, maybe pull up an upset in the round of 64, maybe get to the Sweet 16. But when it happened, it just happened so fast. It's like, oh, wow, it could be over. Like, it could be over. Our season could have ended. Seniors would have been done, and it all would have been over. But just to have that opportunity just to continue being together with the team and just being able to spend time more and more together, and it even made it better that we kept winning games. I mean, that was special too.
Yeah, I mean, I think Garrison Kiesler said it best in one of his interviews. He was talking about how it was just 5 more minutes to play basketball, that overtime in the end, or just the whole NIT experience. It's just more time to all be together. I think this team was really close. I mean, we were all really a close, good group of friends as much as we were teammates. So it was just great to all be together and keep playing.
Well, and talk of the NIT run. Obviously, everybody knows the overtime win against UC Irvine to win the championship, but being underdogs in all the matchups. Talk about just the motivation, just the fuel that that gave you guys to prove them wrong, and ultimately you guys did.
Right, and it was from the beginning too. I mean, we went to MTSU. We knew we kind of had a chance in that game. But then you look at these next couple games. I mean, Dayton's a really, really good team. And then Bradley at Bradley, and then Loyola. And, you look back at the college basketball season. I don't know if there were many teams that, 5 straight games where they were underdogs, and they won all 5 straight. I mean, I think that was pretty impressive for us. It said a lot about, who we were and our program.
And all but one of those was on a neutral or in a visiting court, so it makes it even crazier. Liam, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I think it kind of, the whole season, not the whole season, but we started off kind of like we didn't know how it was going to go. I feel like a lot of the season we were underdogs until we went on that big win streak. And so I think we handled ourselves really well, having our back against the wall a lot and just being, proving people wrong.
So the walk-on role specifically, what's maybe kind of the best and worst parts of being the walk-on? I mean, obviously you kind of have the same workload, but you don't get all the glory as the guys that we hear about every day and potentially see on the ESPN. So just talk about the walk-on role and kind of where y'all are at right now as the season's kind of ended and you're going into Thursday's parade.
Right. I think I speak for all 4 of us to say that one of the best parts about being walk-on is we get all the gear. I mean, all the gear, shoes, that's all included. Say one thing that kind of is tough, but we kind of know our role. We do it is everybody's getting on off the bus for the game, getting ready to go in the building. And it's like, hey, you 4, let's go get some water bottles. Somebody's got to get the speaker. Somebody gets the snacks. And, we probably would rather just go in and look cool on camera, but we got to do our job,
Yeah, I agree. And also I think a big thing with it was we kind of tried to make the most of those little things. We all had a designated thing we would grab. So I think Parker got the speaker.
Right.
I got the waters. Someone got the snack. We kind of made our own thing out of all of it. And during the season we made our own fun out of the stuff that people would find not as fun. So that was big for us.
I'll tell you what, me and my dad were sitting on the front row at the Southern Conference tournament, and we had to do this number. Looking around, 2 guys that were standing up at the end of the bench the whole time, which was great, by the way. It was great entertainment, you and Houston. Kind of talk about just kind of y'all's relationship there and, just kind of feeding the floor, so to speak, and kind of giving the momentum to the guys that are on the floor at that given time?
Yeah, I mean, I think a big thing for me, and I think I would speak for Houston the same with this, is like we know we're not going to go out there probably, so it's just do whatever you can from the side. And I love just bringing energy, screaming at the top of my lungs. I mean, at Bradley, I lost my voice. And so I just think we tried to stand up as long as we could, try and be standing, yelling, doing everything, and just do as much as we could to help the team in any way we could.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, you guys got minutes this year too. So I mean, it's not like you were just sitting on the bench the whole season. So you got experience, you guys scored points, you guys were able to get in an NIT game, which is great too. I mean, they can't take that away from you guys. So that Dayton game, at the end of the game, when the bench got emptied, all you guys went on there, the roundhouse is going crazy. How'd that feel, especially in your home city?
I mean, it was awesome, and especially to do it at home, NIT, and given the fact that Dayton's a really, really good team, and we're just all out there. I mean, there's not a soul sitting down. Everyone's clapping. I mean, that place was loud, too. Another big shout-out to Mocs Country out there coming out to that game. I mean, that was special. And just to get the opportunity, it was so awesome. I mean, I'll never forget it.
Yeah, no, I forget what game it was, our last home game, we were all kind of like we won. I'm pretty sure we won, but it was kind of sad, our last game. And then we find out we get Dayton again, and then we end up winning by as much as we did. It was just a great experience. I mean, we all were ecstatic with that. So.
And before in the green room, we did find out that maybe this is something Parker can do afterwards. Is he's recruited Liam over to be a McCallie. And I don't know if you know, there's a game over on the McCallie campus where the red team is coming to the campus. So just talk about McCallie and maybe that rivalry there a little bit.
Oh, I mean, there's nothing better. I mean, people argue, say, hey, there's some better rivalries in the city, but my opinion is the best. I mean, from every sport to football, I mean, the whole week is just dedicated to this game. I mean, going back to, I think my senior year was the state championship. It was just at UTC. I don't know if any of you guys were at that game. I mean, the stadium was full, top to bottom. I mean, that's the most people I've ever seen in that stadium. And the same goes for basketball. I mean, they're a little Duke Arena. And, I mean, for that game, I mean, I remember playing in that and going into the halftime, and my ears are ringing just because it's so loud. I mean, there's so many people, and what makes it so special is just the passion both schools have, the passion in the sport and the passion/hate they have for each other, which is kind of funny.
Now, I think you were on the track team too
yes,
at McCallie that won a state championship. Does the rivalry go that far too on the track, or is it just mainly like the football and basketball that we tend to see more of?
I would say, as far as the fan, like the city aspect itself, I would say just mainly those two sports. But it's definitely when the practice before you're about to play Baylor, it's like there's another just kind of focus, lock in. Like it just goes to another level, and especially when you're competing against the rival, last thing you want to do is lose.
Notice he didn't say the name of the school as much either.
Classic,
I love it.
Try to keep it out of my mouth as much as I can.
Liam, I don't know. You seem easily bought. He bought you with the McCallie. Is there any way we can get you on Team Boy Buchanan if I find a T-shirt or a pair of shorts in my trunk out here?
So Parker convinced me with a McCallie T-shirt, and he'd been convincing me all year. But I could be easily convinced if I got some more gear. Whatever can be offered. I will say, McCallie, I mean, I've gone to cookout late at night and seen kids just decked out in blue. So, I mean, I kind of like it. It's cool. It's a cool little rivalry.
Okay. Well, keep the pitch up, Parker,
I know.
for sure.
Parker's doing a good job right now.
Let's go to the text line here. One thing we've seen on social during this whole, run that you guys have all been on, the nickname Stay Ready Squad. Kind of talk about that and who came up with that?
This guy, Liam.
Yeah, so I'm a Celtics fan, and they have they call it the Stay Ready Squad for their team, and it's like all their bench guys, Peyton Pritchard, Luke Cornett, like those guys. And so because of that, I see that, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like we should try and incorporate something like that and just make the most out of our whole bench experience. And so I was like, I just kind of took the name and we rolled with it. And I mean, we always joke Parker's like Peyton Pritchard. His game, his energy off the bench. And so it just kind of worked, and it all lined up right, and we just stuck with it and kept doing our thing.
Was there ever a time during the season where the officials were like, "Hey, y'all need to sit down"? Because you see it every once in a while. I'm like, "Hey, focus on that side of the court,
Right.
not what the guys on the bench are doing." Right?
I'd say it happened probably multiple times a game. I mean, especially with those two on the Houston and Lee. I mean, they just get after it. I mean, he was saying this earlier, but he was not lying. I mean, every morning or like the next day after a game, they would be like whispering, "I can't talk." They lost their voice every single game. It's just special.
Yeah, no, we got some dirty looks from the refs or some comments. I mean, we tried to keep it PG for the most part, but we'd be talking to the other players, doing celebrations, all that kind of stuff. So
gotcha. Last question before we go to break here. Favorite environment besides the Roundhouse? Favorite building or environment you played in this year?
I'd have to say Indiana. That playing up there. I mean,
Assembly
basketball.
Hall? Like it?
Assembly Hall. I mean, basketball country. I mean, it's hard to beat.
yeah, I can't disagree with that. Assembly Hall, close. I mean, closer than you'd think. Second, Bradley was a really, really good environment.
Bradley
I mean,
was
that
cool.
game was filled to the brim. People yelling. I mean, it was something. So
Well, that's good stuff. Well, guys, can't thank you enough for coming in here and just talking with us a little bit, get your experience there, and looking forward to seeing more. Congratulations once again, and thanks for coming down here. Coming into the studio for this segment here, we got Houston Holland and Ryan Lopez.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yes, sir. It's great to be here.
Now, we were talking before, and obviously we saw, when you see where you guys went to school on the website, obviously, Houston, you're a Silverdale Seahawk. Ryan, you were a Boyd Buchanan Buccaneer, but it did not begin that way. So kind of fill the audience in on that, because you guys actually go a ways back, back to your elementary school days. So kind of fill us in, whoever wants to continue, knock that or start that conversation right there.
Yeah, back in elementary school, we played together. I went to Silverdale, and so I started off as a Seahawk, and so I didn't know that it would lead to this, but yeah, we started as brothers back then.
Yeah, it's crazy to have that connection from elementary school. It's sad to see him leave, and I wish we had that connection all through middle and high school, but we kept in touch quite a bit, and then just
Butt heads a little bit?
Yeah, kept competing at the high school level, and somehow the fate fell into what we know as the 2024-25 Chattanooga Mocs.
There you go. And so when you guys were playing in high school for Boyd and Silverdale, was the defense tighter, or was there a little bit clearing out space a little bit more, knowing you guys were friends, or how did that work out on the court?
I felt like we were always competing hard, more harder than we had, whether it been just a random guy that we didn't know. His team was usually better than ours. We did not have a great team, but we always just butted heads, and we kept competing against each other.
Yeah, going back to what Parker said about Baylor and Macaulay, I feel like it's the same for Silverdale and Boyd. Whenever it's that week where we play each other, it's just when preparation and practice comes, we're just more locked in, we're ready to go, and we just want to beat them.
Yeah, I remember that rivalry. Junior year, we had people out the door from our new Silverdale Center, and that type of rivalry can inspire a community to just come together and just have a great time. And then, competing for the name on your chest is just more than you can ask for, and it's what brings that passion out, and just
Yeah, no doubt about that. So kind of talk about the path that you guys, led ultimately being on the same squad once again, for the Chattanooga Mocs, the home team again. So, obviously, there's a process involved with that, and kind of figuring out the best place for you at that time. So I guess whoever wants to start that, Ryan, if you want to start with you, kind of what was the process like for you, and how did you wind up deciding to stay at home and play for the Mocs?
I just felt like this team, when I met the guys, I just had a good feeling about where I needed to be, and it's been just a blessing to grow a relationship with the guys and see how far we can go together. And
yeah, when I started just kind of reaching out to colleges, my thought process was like, what's going to be the best fit for me? And UTC is in my hometown, so it's just great to stay at home and just represent what you've grew up and, been cheering for all your life, And I had known Ryan had been on the team last year, and I had actually reached out to him and was
slid in my DMs.
Yeah, we had a good conversation about just what all it really took to be a part of a squad like that, at that high of a level. But I'd reach out to him, and then I continue to work out, and I reach out to the coaches, and they get back, and they're like, "Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. We see what you've got. Just keep in mind that it's a tough, competitive environment. So we'll see what you got." And then closer to school, they eventually asked me to be on the team.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my years at Boy Buchanan kind of missed the Silverdale Boy Buchanan rivalry. It was more of a CCS thing, so it's fun. But it's been fun to watch from the media side this Silverdale Boy Buchanan thing grow and how competitive both teams have been. Like we kind of talked about, in my days before I got into the high school, the Bucks were losing 95-3 to teams. So seeing them grow has been a lot. And I wonder, growing up, one-on-one. I'm sure y'all had a couple of one-on-one matches growing up. Was there ever a one-on-one non-basketball related? Have you ever, that maybe, or is there something that y'all go out against each other not on the court?
I can't think of a time, but we played golf about 2 months ago. And
all right, let's go. Let's hear this
Masters
one.
Week is there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Who's the better golfer? And of you two and of the four. So now we know Parker talked a little bit about it. But
me and Parker are pretty solid. Not solid, but, average.
Like I said, of the four of you,
Yeah, me and Parker are probably the most competitive out of either four, but Ryan does his thing out there. It's a good couple of shots. Liam does as well. He held the anchor down and won his team's thing. So
there you go, Ryan.
I wouldn't say I did pretty bad. It's my first time playing golf.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was crazy. He did really good.
Natural.
For that time.
And we got now my paperwork, my stats may be wrong, but I got Ryan as going 100% from 3-point land.
He sure
And
did.
He missed a three this year.
I got Houston going 7 in a row at the free throw line. Which is the more impressed? Which should I be more impressed with? 100% from 3-point land or 100% from the free throw stripe?
I would feel like Houston because I know definitely from last year, first game jitters and just like trying to get one bucket to fall. And like it's crazy to think that he got 7 points in one game. It's just that I think that's crazier.
Yeah. Letting a 3 fly in the college game is tough. I would be tense. I'm not going to lie. I didn't have a chance to do that. But just stepping up on the charity stripe, you just got to, do what you've always been taught and all those hours of practice. So,
you guys both are, Chattanooga products, obviously playing on Chattanooga's team. Let's just throw it back to the NIT final. Obviously, a lot of close games or a few close games that got the heart rate up during the run for sure. But when zeros hit on the clock against UC Irvine, you guys bring home hardware. As Chattanooga players, in your city, repping your city, how'd that feel?
Oh, it was emotional. I just seeing like everyone come together and like just going cheering on and just like seeing all the hard work you've put together, just like come together in the end. It's just like this is what it's about, and just happy for the guys who work their butt offs and how many times we like come together to work things out. It's just amazing.
Yeah, everybody's adrenaline was up at that last shot, that last play, even the whole overtime. I mean, emotions were flying after the buzzers hit zero, and just I felt like for the Chattanooga guys, me, Parker, and Ryan, it was just kind of more special because just growing up here, hearing all about the Mocs, and now we're kind of living our dream. But gaining another grateful friend in Liam Vitters, a part of the Stay Ready squad. He is definitely one of our brothers now, and he's definitely in there.
Well, I could just tell you, as somebody who was just sitting in the stands at Hinkle Fieldhouse, I can't imagine what it was like for these guys, but just the heart rate and just the pucker factor definitely went up to 1,000 for sure during that time. It was definitely sweet. So,
yeah, guys. Now, if we get, let's just say there's a ring or something. Now, in lieu of a ring, what would be the best championship bling to get? Would it be a belt? Would it be a necklace? Would it be what? What do we?
I got a good one.
good question.
Okay, you got a good one. Okay.
Let's go, Houston.
So my grandfather and my mom both played baseball and softball. And back then, I guess it was common to get a watch.
Oh, yeah.
And my mom played at Georgia Southern, won a softball championship there.
Okay.
And she won a SoCon, like a watch. So I think it would be really nice to have something you could wear kind of casually.
That's a good one.
How about you, Ron? Is it a watch or something different, or what do you think?
I feel like it would be anything, to be honest, because I haven't won anything this big before.
Okay.
And so, a ring will do, or a watch does sound pretty cool.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But before we go to our last break, I asked Parker and Liam this. What was your favorite or most entertaining environment you guys played in, besides the Roundhouse, of course, this year? There's a lot of good ones you guys played in.
Yeah, me and Ryan were talking about this probably a week ago. We thought Bradley University in our, I guess it was round of 32 or 16. We went to Peoria, Illinois, and geez.
They're on top of you, huh?
Yeah. It was like a brand new arena. I mean, those people, those Northerners, man. They'll
They're
get
on
to
top
you.
of us.
Yeah. It was loud. I mean, rocking.
What about you, Ron?
Bradley for sure, but also I think Indiana is just it's iconic and it's just like a crazy environment. It's just very historic, and so being in that type of environment.
I expected them both to say Tom Jett Gymnasium on the campus of Boyd Buchanan.
Oh, come on.
I guess that was not this season, so.
Oh, God.
'Cause that place can get pretty raucous.
If you asked me that 2 years, it would have been tough.
In high school, that was,
Number one, right?
yeah. I mean,
No
when
doubt.
I went in there, I was sweating already.
It's,
I
it
mean,
can get warm in there.
yeah.
So you have a younger brother. We're talking about this. Is he playing basketball for the Seahawks?
Yeah, the thing is, me and Ryan passed down a legacy, or I guess our parents did, but we have two siblings that compete against each other now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
my
it's
brother.
a
Got
cool
content for years.
Shout
now.
out to your brother. What's his name?
Alan Lopez, go Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
And what grade is he in?
He's in the 10th grade.
Oh man, two sophomores.
I like it.
Yeah,
We're going to get out
Rivalry
some of those
continues.
basketball games
Yeah,
coming
absolutely.
up.
they're still competing, so it's exciting
Now,
to go
who's-
watch them.
Who's the better of the four brothers? Who's the most athletic?
Great final
Who's going to
question.
be the greatest?
Ooh,
Because I got a partial to younger brothers. I think younger brothers always turn out better than their older brothers, but
I agree. I feel like we prep them more than we have.
yeah, they
So,
got somebody
I think
to
they have
sharpen
more
against.
potential.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of have more of a ceiling.
I like it. But well, guys, thank you so much for coming down here as well and talking with us tonight. And just congratulations, and hey, enjoy Thursday, because that's going to be fun for you guys to be a
Fun
part of
at
that.
the
So,
parade.
No
Appreciate
doubt.
it. Thank you.
Justin Sims' eventful show, great show with these guys coming
Absolutely.
in here, and kind of got the conversation started. And one thing I forgot to ask, I'll go and bring it back in. Best heckle or directed at you guys, Liam. You had a pretty eventful one there. I'm sure there's plenty across the Southern Conference and just across every road game y'all went to. But what's one that stood out to you?
Yeah, for me personally, I had some fans at VMI handing me Thin Mints. I don't know if that was a fat joke or what, but I did take the Thin Mints and I enjoyed them. So
There you go.
thank you for that.
Thin Mints, if you're listening, NIL, just saying. Stay Radio Squad right here.
Yeah. Also, I think carrying the stools, they give us a hard time. I mean, Houston had some, he can tell with his Instagram or whatnot.
Yeah, ETSU, that was probably, they went through kind of the whole Stay Ready squad's Instagrams and just kind of
Ruthless.
heckled us about that.
Parker, was there one that stood out to you?
Not really in particular, but I mean, they're just going through yelling our mom's names, sister's names,
Oh my
family members'
gosh.
names. I mean, they're just going crazy. But it's
Ron,
all part of the game. It's part of the rivalry.
Ron, how about you?
I had people at Wofford yelling at me saying I had an Edgar cut. I don't know if y'all know what that is.
I'm not. Y'all have to bring me up to
Yeah.
speed on the Edgar cut.
We're old guys here. What's that?
It's just a chopped haircut.
I'm gonna have to. You think I would look good in an Edward? Because I might request that at the
Barbershop.
at the shop.
Oh, and then at Sanford they had a Sanford game. They had a poster of me and my girlfriend. Like, I didn't even play, but they still had it up. It's just crazy.
Picture of the girlfriend. That's pretty cold.
How low do you have to go to do that? Seriously, you
Well,
can't think of
and
anything
honestly,
else.
most of the
Come on.
guys holding up the picture of your girlfriend guaranteed don't have a girlfriend of their own.
That's a fact. No doubt. Well, guys, again, thank you so much for taking the time to come down here and join us. And, hey, Thursday's going to be about all you guys, so enjoy that for sure. And, hey, just, out to Chattanooga. I mean, it starts at Bessie Smith Hall, winds up at Miller Plaza. Come out there and celebrate with these guys in the 2025 NIT champion Chattanooga Mocs for Justin
there.
Sims.
Yeah, it's great to see. We say it all the time, but I'm a born and bred Chattanooga guy, so to see some of the local guys and then the adopted local guy Liam here at McCauley guy now, and see the Bucks represented, and then we also learned that the rivalry continues with the Houston and Ryan's younger brothers at Silverdale and stuff. So we'll be watching that as off the bench and goes along these. I guess many years, at least a few more years. So just, again, congratulations, national champions. And for real, the focus, at least for a few nights, the focus of the world of college basketball.